Hey, it's your old pal Fernbark, and today we're going to look at breakfast skillet. I got three basic varieties here. I got the Peak ReFuel breakfast skillet, I'm trying to read it upside down, Camper's Meals breakfast skillet, and I got three versions of Mountain House. This is, of course, the military version, the mild cold weather, and I have two breakfast skillets. One is called the Wraps version, and one is their regular two-serving. The Wraps has a little bit less protein, and trying to remember, a little bit less fat. We'll take a look when I flip the bags over. I'm just going to take a shot of the nutritional information for each bag. You can pause and study at your leisure. There's no reason for this to be a 10-second thing, even though now it is probably 10 seconds. This is the Camper Meals breakfast skillet, and here's their information. Now, one thing that's interesting is they call theirs a two-serving bag. The net weight on this is 2.5 ounces. The rest of these are over 4 ounces. But they do call for almost the same amount of water, 1.5 cups. I think the Mountain Houses are 1.5 cups too. This is the regular Mountain House breakfast skillet. As you can see, you got to do the double math on this one. It says 2 servings, so it's 920 milligrams of sodium, so it's really 1,840 if you eat the whole bag, which is a ton. This is the what they call their Wraps version. It's a little bit less calories. It's 350 versus 400 per serving. The sodium is the same, and the protein is a little less. All right, what we have here is the Mountain House military version, and it is 3.18 ounces, and it's one serving, 450 calories. This is really hard to film with this crinkled up bag. I'm not going to open this up today. I just wanted to get a look at the nutritional data. Sodium is 1260. Wow. So it's like about twice what the regular one is. There are some pretty significant size differences. You can see how full this looks and feels compared to the Mountain House, which is just about the same weight. Well, this is 4.8 and this is 4.73. So yeah, close enough, but this is pretty skinny. This one, of course, being half the weight, is very thin. So we'll see how that turns out. Let's get these open and we'll take a look at the insides. So right off the bat, the Peak Performance dazzles you with the a big amount of sausage in here. And you got the big egg chunks and some celery. Well, that's a nice looking pouch of food right there. They fill it right up to the top. Let's check out the Campfire Meals. Now this is actually kind of the biggest ripoff of the group, because this was like $12, and then they're a little bit less expensive if you buy them in a kit. The Mountain House was 11 in that range, and this guy was like 10.5. So you get half the food for almost the same. Oh, my fingers are soaking wet. Had to knife this baby open. That was a tough go. What we got in here? Looks like potatoes, some eggs, a little bit of green pepper in there. Or do not eat. Not really much in the way of sausage. There's a little bit. This does have a gusseted bottom, but it doesn't really want to puff out very nice. Right, here's our Mountain House. We got a nice big egg up on top. Now the gripe that I wonder who these guys, I keep forgetting, Peak Performance, or Peak ReFuel, I'm sorry. They have 100% sausage crumbles. The Mountain House is a blend of sausage crumbles and textured vegetable protein. Let me get my little do not eat out of there real quick once. So yeah, it looks like the Peak Performance has way more sausage in it than the Mountain House. We'll see once we get them hydrated. All right, I got the Campfire meal here. It calls for 1.5 cups. I'm going to put a little less than 1.5 cups. I got not nearly as anonymous as it used to be, Dave, helping me out here because it got windy. I just about lost my whole shooting match off the side of the table here. All right, same with the Mountain House, 1.5 cups. Not putting in quite 1.5 cups because if you put in exactly what they say, you end up with runny eggs, and that's not really very good to eat. I got a spoon here if you want to give her a little, get down into the corners.
Wow, they really stuffed this one.
Yeah, that one's stuffed. This one calls for, hang on, right there is good. This calls for 2 cups of water. So I'm going to put in just a little bit less than 2. I've never had this before, but almost every one of these, if you put in the full amount of water, it's way too runny. So I'm going to check it in 5 minutes, and if it looks like it's going to need a little bit more water, it might, because there's a lot of sausage in there. Okay, through the miracle of time, these are all ready to go. Let's just start from your left to right. Oh my God, this package from the Campfire Meals is the most difficult thing Boy, it's still pretty runny in there. Anyhow, let's get her out onto the plate. Yeah, I should even use, I use less than what they said and it's still pretty runny. Here's our mountain house, everybody's favorite. Ooh. I get it all, I didn't get it all out of there yet. That is not looking, they don't look as good out of the package, do they? And here is the Peak ReFuel. That is like the hardest name to remember. Holy smokes, look at that. Well, I can tell you this one smells a lot better right off the bat. These don't have any smell at all. I definitely guessed the water right on this. This doesn't look quite as attractive looking as that. Looks more like real food. You can see the real potato pieces in there. You got lots of peppers, got lots of sausage. Well, you got about the same amount of sausage in this, it looks like, sort of. This sausage looks way better. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice and brown.
Yeah, this is brown looking. This is not, man, I even used less than they said and it doesn't look that great. Anyhow, taste test time. The wind just picked up and there went our bags. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and try the campfire meals first, since I think that's gonna be the least fun one to eat. Oh, it's really runny. It tastes okay.
It's kind of bland.
Yeah, it's real bland. Might give the Mountain House a go.
A little up on the flavor.
With the Mountain House, you can taste the potatoes they taste like they were fried in a skillet a little bit. You kind of get that taste and a little more buttery flavor. Campfire meal is surprisingly bland. I think I like the flavor of the Mountain House better.
You've got the sweetness from the peppers.
I don't think the potatoes are as good in the...
No.
Weird, I thought for sure Peak ReFuel was going to be the best one based on looks, but I think I like the Mountain House best. Here's the Peak Performance or Peak ReFuel. I cannot remember that. After I doctored it up with some onions, mushrooms, and fajita steak, and it's still pretty bland. Dave and I both agreed that the prominent flavor profile was just the sweet peppers in there. Potatoes looked like they'd just been poured out of a bag and freeze-dried, like they're just plain white potatoes, not cooked. Yeah, it's starting to snow right now. You didn't really taste the sausage in there at all. At least I didn't, and I don't think Dave did either. The campfire meals was just bland and runny, so that was kind of that's a total loss anyways, because it's only half the food. The Peak ReFuel gave you the most amount of food in the bag. That was pretty impressive. We're having a hard time finishing it. And I think the best flavor overall was the Mountain House, because it actually tasted like it was cooked in a skillet and then freeze-dried. The potatoes tasted like they were cooked. There was a buttery flavor to them. You got a little more hint of the sausage, whether it was real sausage or TVP. So anyhow, in my book, the Mountain House is the winner. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.